Hey guys, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Horror and Insomnia here on, what is this, Desert Oasis. Here we have Horror spawning as the green Zerg player on the south side, what I'll call the 6 o'clock position, but it's not really, as it's kind of in the middle of the map. Meanwhile, we have Insomnia, who went by the name Omnisan, or Omnisane, I'm going to say Omnisan, over here as the blue Terran player. So it's going to be Terran versus Zerg. Did I say Protoss earlier? I'm sorry. A green Zerg player down over here. So it's going to be Terran versus Zerg here on... oh my gosh, Desert Oasis. Sorry, all the map names were originally in that German or I think it's German, or it's written in a different language. So I'm trying to remember all of these maps from just their descriptions and by looking at it, and I get confused between Blistering Sands and Desert Oasis sometimes. My fault, something I should be able to deal with. No real biggie. Hatchery now coming down, so it looks like that was a 9 overpull, or 9 supply. Oh my gosh. 9 supply overlord being built. And we're going to see if he goes for a 13 what's it called, a 13 spawning pool, or if he's going to just continue to try to build. So he's looking to try to get a very, very large economic advantage right now, going to up to 14. So 14 pool. And now he's going to go for a 14 hatch. So going for a quick hatch, taking a look at this, SCV going to come in just in time. So Insomnia is going to go ahead and try to block this build. And now Insomnia now just trying to keep around with that SCV. SCV now fighting back against that drone. That poor drone going to get taken down as he's trying to run back away. They little pushed off a little bit for a second. And now Omnisan trying to run back away with that SCV. That drone is in fact regenerating its hit points slightly. So in a very, very long fight, it will be able to win. Coming back over here, we have barracks and supply depots now being put down. Another supply depot going to be built into that position, but that one single SCV down to 30 hit points as that drone slowly regenerating some of it. Still, that drone still trying to push away that poor SCV. SCV now being pushed back away. Taking a look at the horror now sitting on 300 minerals, still unable to build that last hatchery that he wants. He does in fact have the spawning pool already down, so Zerglings will be coming out in just a moment as well. As that SCV trying to run back away, down to 10 hit points. 2 more spits from that drone, or those spines from that drone, will be able to take it down. So very, very nice, just spin around that map, canceling and delaying that hatchery for a very long time. One more hit, down it's going to go. Oh, unable to get that hatchery down, and then there it goes, and finally getting that hatchery down. So nice play by Insomnia to delay the 14 hatchery. Oh, it became a 20 hatchery is how far that delay was. Zerglings now coming down that ramp. Taking a look at the unit overlay, Horror sitting at 16 harvesters compared to Omnisan's 15, but most likely he has an orbital command and now mining with that mule. 3 Marines now moving out with 2 SCVs, most likely a bunker of some sort going to be used. And now a factory coming in. So Omnisan trying to change up the strategy a little bit, not going for the typical Marine Marauder medevac, but going for a factory. I don't see secondary barracks anywhere yet. Taking a look, and now another Marine joining in on that fight. Now we take a look at that Overlord. Overlord is overhead, and now those Marines going to be able to shoot it down as those SCVs are going to try to put a bunker in some position. Going to go ahead and try to shoot down that Overlord. Overlord going to get taken down without any real issue, as there are some Zerglings down over here. Taking a look at these SCVs perhaps going to run in headlong into those Zerglings. Zerglings going to be coming up that ramp through that brush. In comes this fight. Zerglings and Marines now trying to fight back even more. SCVs trying to do a little bit of a lending hand, blocking a little bit of that fight. One SCV taking down, both SCVs taken down, but it's 2 Marines left against 2 Zerglings. 1 Marine trying to be microed out, 1 Zergling going to die, another Marine running around in circles, able to finish out the rest of that attack off. So nice micro to save two of those Marines. And now we have a large number of Zerglings down over here, or a few Zerglings, or a couple Zerglings, or I don't know, almost a dozen. Let's say, yeah, that's a dozen Zerglings. People have been saying, hey, use different words, so I'm using different words. Gotta remember not to put this one up on StarCraft Legacy. Gotta be professional for the StarCraft Legacy ones. Anyways, coming back over here, we have a Hellion and a couple Marines sitting over here by the Zelnaga Watchtower. Zelnaga Watchtower offering additional sight, but these Zerglings coming around the far side, and I'm not sure Omnisan's going to be ready for this. Those Zerglings are going to have a free walk up that ramp, and even though, let's see which way that Hellion decides to go. Hellion deciding to go left, and that is going to be very bad. The Infernal Pre-Igniter has been researched, and those Zerglings coming up that ramp, and those Zerglings are going to have a field day here, trying to quickly take down down that supply depot. Supply depot down to 42 hit points. Down it goes. Now going after the single barracks. Barracks going to get taken down very, very quickly as well. Down to, what, 500 hit points already. Getting lifted off. So not a smart play by Horror. Horror should try to take down some of these particular units, but a lot of SCVs sitting over here. 8 SCVs stopped from mining, but coming back over here, but instead of Marines and Hellions pushing off into that main base, and a little bit of engagement on both sides. Zerglings trying to run in, trying to take down those SCVs. Coming back over here, Zerglings trying to fight back against those Hellions. SCVs coming in to rejoin as well. A little bit of a hit and run, back and forth, a little bit of a micro, and those looks like those Zerglings have been toasted. But taking a look, Omnisan down to how many? A very few number of SCVs at this stage in the game as those Zerglings continue to chase down with that adrenaline or that movement speed upgrade. Look how fast they're moving across that map as they're just dancing and dancing and dancing up to that north hand side. Gonna go ahead and run into these Hellions. Hellions gonna get that the Infernal Flamethrower, the Igniter, is gonna be researched in just a few more seconds. Yes, it has been researched, so those Hellions are gonna have a field day with those Zerglings. Down they go so quickly. So very nice Hellion micro, and down they go. So looking at that upgrade, they are now dealing 16 damage, an additional 16 damage against light. So 24 damage per Hellion. 2 Hellions can single swipe against a batch of Zerglings, and there is in fact a large amount of splash. Roaches definitely need to be produced. Taking a look, we do in fact have a Roach Warren, and we have 5 Roaches now being produced. Coming back over here, Hellion's going to be coming in, trying to toast those poor Zerglings, and now perhaps going to go after that Queen. Can you go after those eggs instead? Yeah, that Queen going to get taken down. Larvae also are light as well, so Larvae getting taken down really quickly as well. If in fact those Hellions decide to go after that. Roach is sitting on that positioning, but still unable to block that ramp. Hellion's going to come in and start toasting these the drones, and a couple of drones getting taken down, all walking in a straight line. So more drones getting taken down. A lot of drones getting taken down, and on Horror just facing the horror of losing so many drones. Taking a look, down to 14 harvesters, so both sides taking a lot of damage in terms of just mining. Now down to 11 harvesters, so wow, what a big hit. Omnisan still coming back over here. Those Zerglings were able to run back into the base. How did I miss this? So Zerglings now coming back onto that north-hand side, or north side, and still a single siege tank trying to engage them now. Crackling's able to just move off and then trying to start repairing that single siege tank. And wow, this front door really needs to be completed. I do not see the barracks. Where's the barracks? Barracks floated off over here. And now we have more Hellions, so Hellions versus Zerglings, but there's now a fair number of Roaches by Horror. Stay tuned for part 2 and the conclusion of this replay between Omnisan or Insomnia and Horror here on Desert Oasis.